Time for an AFN News Update. I'm Bronson Woodruff. U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said the country is pulling its support from the Vaccines Alliance Gavi, saying the organization has ignored the science and lost the public trust. A video of Kennedy's speech was shown to participants at a Gavi meeting in Brussels on Wednesday, where the vaccines group was hoping to raise at least $9 billion for the next 5 years. Kennedy called on Gavi to re-earn the public trust and to justify the $8 billion America's provided in funding since 2001, saying officials must, quote, consider the best science available, even when that science contradicts established paradigms, end quote. Kennedy said until that happens, the U.S. won't contribute further to Gavi. The Pentagon's top leaders doubled down today on how destructive the U.S. attacks had been on Iran's nuclear facilities and described in detail the study and planning behind the bombing mission. In a rare Pentagon news briefing, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, worked to shift the debate. The shift being from whether the nuclear targets were actually obliterated, as President Donald Trump has said, over to what they portrayed as the heroism of the strikes, as well as the extensive research and preparation that went into carrying them out. Hegseth said, quote, you want to call it destroyed, you want to call it defeated, you want to call it obliterated, choose your word. This was an historically successful attack. Hegseth said that in an often combative session with the media. Hegseth scolded reporters for breathlessly focusing on an early assessment which acknowledged low confidence and gaps in information. He said such stories were just attempts to undermine the president. A divided Supreme Court allowed states to cut off Medicaid money to Planned Parenthood in a ruling handed down today amid a wider Republican-backed push to defend the country's biggest abortion provider. The case centers on funding for other health care services Planned Parenthood provides in South Carolina, but the ruling could have broader implications for Medicaid patients. The court split 6-3 in the opinion, with the 3 liberal justices dissenting. That'll do it for this AFN News Update, but by no means is that everything happening in our world. You can head on over to afn.net for more news from a Christian perspective. Thank you for watching American Family News. I'm Bronson Woodruff.